Hi, good evening, everyone. Yoga here, and it's been a long time. And today we're going to talk more about administration of a review cycle. Why we picked this topic? Because I believe, like all of us, are going to do the annual review pretty soon, and we see that and we forecast that. I think this is going to help in terms of administrate or manage or creating the feedback cycle. We wanted to make it very simple for you. So we thought this webinar could help you or enable you to manage the review cycle pretty well. And I have Poornima, who's along with me. She is going to do this webinar. She is with our support team for past 2 years, and she's going to tell you in and out of how to manage and how to administrate that review cycle. Let us proceed, and this is a few of this housekeeping instructions. I believe you already know. Let us get into the detail now.
Hi, good evening everyone. Today, as Yoga mentioned, I'm going to show how to create and manage the feedback cycle. So all the HRs will have the administration access. So currently I'm in the HR login. So if you go to the HR administration tab, you can see HR admin and the tenant admin option. So if you get into the HR administration, you can see the list of modules. One is performance, another one is engagement, another one is profile. So you need to create the feedback cycle using the performance module. Once you get into the manage feedback cycle, you can see the list of feedback cycle which has been created in the system. So, and also having the option to add the cycle, the right hand top, you can see the add option to create the cycle. So I'm going to click that. So once you click the manage feedback cycle, you can see the cycle details. So please make sure before creating the cycle, you have to create the feedback forms and the workflow or have been configured in the system. So while you're choosing the cycle name, please make sure it will be the goal setting cycle or annual appraisal cycle, and also mention the year in the cycle name. So coming to the template, you can see 5 different and in the Synergita. So for the annual appraisal cycle and goal setting cycle, you have to choose the performance appraisal plan. And there is a description. You can mention the description related to the cycle name. And below that, you can see the cycle date. And this date will be the start date and end date of this cycle. And coming to the review group, you have to choose the appropriate reviewer group, which has been already configured in the system. So here you can see the reviewer group in the drop-down list. So the review period of assessment, before you have set any review period in the system, you have to choose that, or else you can choose the default review group. So while choosing the workflow, please make sure whether you are choosing the appropriate workflow or not, because the goal setting cycle, you have to choose the goal setting workflow. The annual appraisal or quarterly appraisal, you have to choose the workflow accordingly. So this qualitative feedback, if you don't want the grade scale or a score calculation, you can use this qualitative feedback. So I'm going to create the cycle. I'm going to create the template as a performance appraisal plan. The cycle start date and the end date. have to choose in the reviewer group. The review period for assessment as a default. So if it is an annual cycle, you have to choose the annual workflow. And you're having the option for reset and save and continue. If you need, if you want to edit any of the cycle name, and you can edit here. And once you confirm, you cannot able to edit your cycle name. Please make sure. And I'm going to save and continue. So once you continue, you can see the employee list tab. Here you can choose the employees by the filter option. So if you want to choose any one of the employee, then you can see the employee name. You can enter the employee name, and you're also having the option for search. Once you click search, you can see the list of employee in your organization with the employee number, employee name, and email address. So here you are having the option for select. Once you select, you can see the employee name, and also you're having the option for preview the employee. If you're going to add to the list, the below employee has been added in the confirmed list. So next tab is the organization unit. So if you want to select all the employees in your organization, you can use this organization unit. And if you check and click add to the list, and all the employees will come under the confirmed list. And there will be the department wise filter. You can see the finance, HR, marketing. So if you want to choose any of the department, you can select the department and add to the list. Coming to the location, if you have entered the location in the system, you can see the location here, and also you can create the cycle for the location wise employees. Coming to the month of joining, here you can see the month of joining. The people who are all joined in the month of January, February, you can choose an year. And coming to the date of joining, you can see the equal to dates. You have to choose the equal to dates. And greater than or equal to in between date. You have to enter the in between dates of which date to which date. And coming to the employee status, if you have entered the employee status, you can see here. Here you can see the confirmed and probation. So if you want the confirmed employees to be the part of the cycle, you just click the confirmed employees and click add, and the list of employees will be added. See here. And also the confirmed on which month. And the employee type, you can see the employee type, whether it is a contract employee or part-time or regular employees. You can choose this filter by the employee type. So coming to the designation, you can see the employees designation wise. You can use this filter to choose the employee designation wise. If you have entered the tag and work role in the system, you just use this drop down to add the employees in the tag and the work role wise. So here you can, the confirmed list, here you can see the list of employees which has been added. And also you're having the option for bulk upload. Here you can see the import from Excel option. So if you want to upload any employees, number of employees, you just use this import from Excel. So once you click import from Excel, here you having the one window for to download the template. So here you can see on Excel, you just click there. And here you can see the template. Here you have to enter the employee number and employee email address and saved in your system. So here you are having the option for attach file. While choosing the file, and click import, and the list of employees in the Excel have been added in the confirmed list. Likewise, you can use the bulk upload option in the import Excel. So once you click save and continue, it will move forward to the schedule tab. In the schedule tab, you can see the reminders section. So in the workflow activity, each and every activity, there is a reminder in the system. So if you have configured early, the reminder will automatically send here. Or else if you want push manually, for example, if you want to send reminder for set goals, you have to select the set goals option. And the time should be fixed. And the due date should be the which due date you want to mention. So if you, in the right top, you can see the send reminder. So once you click send reminder, the people who are all in the set goals will get the reminder to their email address. And click save and continue. And here you can see the confirmation tab. In the confirmation tab, you can see the total number of employees in the cycle. And here total number of employees yet to confirm. So once you click confirm, here you can see the total number of employees confirmed in the cycle. And I'm coming back to the employee list to do the employee status. So here you can see the filter by employee status. So here you can see how many employees has been confirmed list. The confirmed list employees will get the activities in the pending widgets. And below you can see the yet to confirm. So the employees who are all not yet confirmed in the cycle. So the another status which is covered in the multiple cycle. So these 46 employees has been covered in the multiple cycle. So another 7 employees is in the primary manager is not assigned. So the employee who are all not having the primary manager, they are not able to be the part of the cycle. And you can see also the status of cycle completed. So here you can see the cycle completed employees in the cycle. So this is how the cycle has been created. So if you want to add any one of the employee in between the cycle, so here you can see the past cycle. In the right hand side, you are having the option for edit. So once you click edit, you can see the cycle details. And if you go to the employee list, here you can add the employees and import the employees in between the cycle. And after that, you have to click save and continue. And save and continue and click confirm. You can see the total number of employees confirmed in between the cycle. So coming to the feedback cycle again, if you want to remove any one of the employees from the cycle, we go to the manage feedback cycle again and click edit and go to the employee list. The employee list, you can see the list of employees here. So if you want to choose any one of the employee, for example, if I choose Vijay, so you have to check the employee and click remove, and there will be the one pop-up window. You have to mention why you're removing the employee from the cycle. You have to enter the reason. if you click remove, and the particular employee has been removed from the cycle. And this is how we have to remove the employees from the cycle. So in between the cycle, you have, if you deactivate any employee from the system, for example, Nandakumar is part of the cycle. So if you deactivate this employee in the system, and this employee is automatically removed from the cycle. So you don't need to go on and remove the deactivated employee. So this is how the feedback cycle has been created and edited. And this is how the feedback cycle has been created and how the employees has been added and removed from the cycle. And coming to the dashboard, I'm going to showcase how the feedback cycle status widget dashboard has been. So in this dashboard, you can see the employees who are in the which step. So currently, you can see the list of activities in the cycle. So here you can see the list of employees who are all in the which step. So here you can see the pie chart. And if you want to see how many employees in the meeting summary step, you have to click there. And you have been seen the employees who are all in the meeting summary step. Likewise, you can see the employees who are all in which step. Use of this feedback cycle status widget. Any doubts?
Thank you very much for your time. Now to summarize what Poornima has told, before I summarize, if you guys have any questions, please throw your questions. We will be answering it after this summary. Overall, what we have seen today is how do we create the feedback cycle and how to add employees, what are all the various methods to add the employees into the feedback cycle, and also what are all the various options we have when we create the feedback cycle, how to set the reminders, and then how to add in between, when the ongoing cycle is happening, how to add employees into the review cycle. We have seen all those things. And also Poornima showed where we can check the status, and as a widget you can very well track the status, current status of the current review, and also you can download this as a report from the report section. One more request is to because before we initiate a feedback cycle, we can prepare ourselves for the employee data and the employee relationship data, because once the review cycle is started, the relationship data, changing the relationship data may cause a few things, because already the cycle is initiated and the cycle related informations will be kept with the previous stakeholder. So make sure you change or you update all the employee related information or employee relationship information updated in the system before you initiate a feedback review cycle. I've got a question here. So they asked me can we download the report directly from the widget? No, the widget is meant to see what is the current status. Currently, if you see how many people are in self feedback, yes, you can very well see it who all are. Now, if you want to download that as a report, all you need to do is just go to the report section, manage a report. There you will be able to see under performance, where you see employee feedback status report, the first option. You can see that from here you can download the feedback status, the current feedback status as a report, and here you need to select the feedback cycle. When you select the feedback cycle, you'll be able to see the current status of the feedback cycle. Yeah. One more question here. I think, and the cycle name can be changed to, yeah, no. The cycle name cannot be changed because once you create the cycle name, automatically the system will trigger, uh, creates the templates automatically to the to all the employees who all are part of this review cycle. So changing the cycle name will not get reflected, which is already created. So it is not possible to change the cycle name once it is created. Okay. So one more question I got, how do we generate password and credentials for newly added employees? So we have an option like wherein you go to admin and then tenant admin. There you see an option called manage users under user management. There you have an option to select the employee and then you can reset the password. Or by default, we enable the reset password option for all the employees, wherein they get an email. Through the email, they can reset their password. I think that is all the questions for the today's session. I think the session was very helpful. I believe, and if you have any questions, any more issues, please reach us out. And I'm getting at the end of the webinar, I'm going to get one more question. Just like in PIP, we have the manager to provide feedback multiple times in a given duration. In the same way, we have the same with competencies. Since when you say competencies, at a time you can do only one review at the same time. An employee can be part of any one review cycle at the same time. Like now, for example, if you take quarterly reviews can happen, and wherein quarterly you can do the reviews. Every quarter you can do the reviews and you can very well do it multiple times. But you cannot have the same employee in a different review cycles at the same time. That's the only thing which you need to note it down. Otherwise, you can have a multiple cycles at the same time, but employees, same employee cannot be part of the multiple cycle. Great. So thank you so much for your time, and we will meet in the next webinar. And in case if you have any queries, please reach us out at support@synergita.com. And anytime you can call us also, and we'll be happy to help you. Thank you for your time, and you have a great day. Bye.